By 2030, the NFL is set to break new ground, literally, with stadiums that push the limits of design, technology, and scale. From awe-inspiring renovations to futuristic new builds, these projects are more than just places to watch football. They're redefining how cities invest, how fans experience the game, and how teams cement their legacies. Let's take a tour of the stadiums that will soon become the crown jewels of the NFL landscape. Number 5. Arrowhead Stadium Renovation. Just outside Kansas City, Missouri, in the Harry S. Truman Sports Complex, this legendary venue, the third oldest in the NFL, holds a special place in the hearts of Chiefs fans. But with an $800 million renovation on the line, Arrowhead's future is teetering on the edge. For over 50 years, Arrowhead has been the pulsating heart of Chiefs Kingdom, and after its 2010 makeover, it's still a crown jewel among NFL stadiums. But even icons can show their age. The current lease is ticking down, and the stadium's wear and tear is becoming harder to ignore. That's why the Chiefs are pushing for a massive renovation to keep Arrowhead a top-tier NFL destination. The issue? Money. A lot of it. Without proper funding, there's even talk that the team could jump ship across the state line to Kansas. Just imagine Kansas City without the Chiefs. That's almost unthinkable. The renovation was riding on a proposed sales tax in Jackson County to foot the bill. But voters weren't having it. They shot down the tax by 60%, leaving the entire plan on life support. No tax, no renovation. And without the facelift, Arrowhead's future looks cloudy. Could the Chiefs really be forced to find a new home? Chiefs fans everywhere are holding their breath. If the renovation gets the green light, it'll be a game changer. Think 70,000 seats, a 360-degree walkway for prime fan access, massive video boards, LED displays, and a new sound system to shake the stands. And let's not forget the new field access tunnel to speed up event turnovers. But with the clock ticking toward a January 2025 decision, and the lease expiring in 2030, it's a race against time. Will Arrowhead get its long overdue upgrade, or will Chiefs fans be left saying goodbye to their beloved stadium? Next up, get ready to hear about the priciest construction project in Western New York history. A colossal build that's causing quite the buzz. But first, let's head to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars are taking a different route, opting to renovate instead of starting from scratch. Number 4. Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium of the Future. Sitting proudly along the St. Johns River in downtown Jacksonville, this $1.4 billion renovation isn't just a facelift. It's a full-blown reinvention. And while the name might still be up in the air, the $2.4 billion economic ripple effect has already made waves. Everbank Stadium has been the Jaguars' home since 1995, but let's just say time hasn't been kind. The 2024 Everbank Stadium failures report was less than glowing, highlighting everything from safety concerns to an outdated design, not to mention a fan base that could use a bit more enthusiasm. There were even rumors that without this renovation, the Jaguars might ship off to London. The price tag for a brand new stadium? A staggering $2.5 billion. Renovating it for nearly half the cost? That's what we call a no-brainer. After some diplomatic back and forth, Jacksonville and the Jaguars agreed to split the tab, with each side contributing $625 million, plus an extra $150 million from the city to prep the grounds. And don't worry about ballooning costs. The Jaguars have to cover any budget overruns, keeping things tighter than a fourth quarter defense. Work begins in 2025, with the team staying put in Jacksonville for that season. By 2026 though, seating will shrink to 43,500. And in 2027, the Jaguars might find themselves road tripping to Gainesville or Orlando for the season. Now imagine stepping into the Stadium of the Future in 2028, a structure 4 times wider, complete with a canopy that cools things off by 70%. The seating capacity starts at 63,000 but can stretch to 71,500 for the big events. This isn't just a stadium, it's a statement. And with a $2.4 billion economic boost and 17,760 jobs created, Jacksonville isn't just building for the Jaguars, it's building for the future. But with all the hype, one question lingers. Will this stadium prove to be a touchdown or just another fumble? Only time will tell. Immediately after this, we're diving into a stadium project with the largest public funding in US history. It's making waves, and not all of them are smooth. But first, let's see which stadium holds the title for the priciest construction project in Western New York's history. Number 3. New Highmark Stadium. Set to rise in Orchard Park, New York, this $1.7 billion giant isn't just the priciest construction project in Western New York history, it's about to become the new battleground for Buffalo Bills fans. Highmark Stadium has served the Bills for years, but let's be honest, it's time for an upgrade. The new stadium is embracing Buffalo's notorious weather with an open-air design, because nothing says home field advantage like a blizzard. And while 65% of the seats will be covered by a canopy, don't get too comfortable. You're still in Buffalo after all. With its steep seating inspired by Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, fans will be 54 feet closer to the field, which means you'll practically feel the snow hit the players first. Construction kicked off in mid-2023, with a finish line set for the 2026 season. As for funding, well, here's where things heat up. The Bills are putting in $350 million, the NFL is chipping in $200 million. But New York taxpayers, they're forking over $600 million, with another $250 million from Erie County. What started as a $1.4 billion project has now ballooned to $1.7 billion. And the Bills owners are left holding the bill for any extra costs. Critics haven't been shy, calling it one of the worst stadium deals in recent memory, especially with taxpayers footing such a large chunk. And the open-air design, it guarantees Buffalo won't be hosting any Super Bowls. So that's another conversation starter. And then there's the pit, where things get quirky. During the 2023 season, fans started jumping into the construction site for good luck. And as the Bills' win streak grew, so did the leaps into the pit. It didn't take long for security to step in and put an end to that little tradition.
But when somebody takes LSD and cocaine and marijuana and they're drinking, I mean, from running into traffic to scaling a 10-foot fence, we can't prevent everything.
Now imagine sitting in this new fortress, snow swirling, fans roaring, with the canopy giving just enough cover to keep you from turning into a snowman. The seating's so steep you'll feel like you're in the huddle. Every touchdown will send shivers literally through the stadium. But with all that excitement, the real question is, will this massive investment deliver? Or will Buffalo be left feeling the financial frostbite for years to come? Next, we're heading to one of the largest construction projects in Illinois history, a stadium that's set to redefine the skyline. But before that, let's break down how a different project secured the largest public funding in US history. Number 2, the new Nissan Stadium. Sitting on the east bank of the Cumberland River, across from downtown Nashville, this $2.1 billion project isn't just massive, it's making headlines. For the $1.26 billion in public funding, the largest in US history. Yep, you heard that right, over $1 billion in taxpayer money. Since 1999, the current Nissan Stadium has been the home of the Tennessee Titans. But let's be real, it's not aging gracefully. The open-air design has been great for scenic views, but not so much for big events like the Super Bowl or Final Four. Renovation studies showed it would be almost as expensive to renovate the stadium as to build a new one from the ground up. So what did they choose? New stadium. But with $1.26 billion of public money on the line, people started asking tough questions.
People in Nashville, the taxpayers in Nashville should say, yes, thank you for giving us a $2.1 billion dome. Yes. And once it's paid for and well maintained, that's going to be another big earning asset for the city.
Critics argued the funds could have gone towards more pressing needs, like affordable housing. The backlash led to legal delays, but in April 2023, the Nashville Metro Council finally said, let's do this. And by February 2024, construction was in full swing. Mark your calendars, folks, the doors are set to open just in time for the 2027 NFL season. Now picture this, a 1.7 million square foot stadium with a translucent roof filling the space with natural light. Plush seating, artificial turf for perfect playing conditions, rain or shine. Plus, fans will be sitting 38% closer to the action, making it feel like you're practically in the huddle. But here's the kicker, this isn't just a stadium, it's Nashville's biggest bet. Will this billion-dollar gamble pay off, or will it leave the city feeling the sting? Only time will tell, but you can bet everyone's watching closely. Number 1. New Chicago Bears Stadium. Nestled along the iconic lakefront just south of Soldier Field, this $4.7 billion behemoth is poised to not only reshape the Chicago skyline, but also redefine the Bears' legacy. It's one of the largest construction projects in Illinois history, and let's face it, the future of Chicago sports just got a serious upgrade. Since 1971, Soldier Field has been the Bears' home, hosting everything from epic boxing matches to presidential addresses. not to mention the first ever Special Olympics. But as storied as its past may be, Soldier Field now ranks 23rd out of 30 NFL stadiums. Not exactly a badge of honor. The Bears flirted with the idea of packing up and moving to Arlington Heights, but ultimately they stayed loyal to their Chicago roots. Now they're going all in on a state-of-the-art stadium that promises an unrivaled fan experience while keeping the team grounded in the heart of the Windy City. The Bears are taking on most of the financial load, covering $2.325 billion, with a little help from the NFL, a cool $300 million loan. Meanwhile, the city is chipping in $1.175 billion to upgrade infrastructure, with bonds backed by a hotel tax covering another $900 million. It's a jaw-dropping total of $4.725 billion. Breaking ground in 2025 and set to open by summer 2028, this sleek stadium will feature a fixed roof and 65,000 seats, expandable to 70,000 for those blockbuster events. Super Bowls, concerts, community gatherings. It'll all happen here. Soldier Field's iconic colonnades will be preserved, paying tribute to the past while the stadium itself moves boldly into the future. And with over 43,000 construction jobs, 4,200 permanent positions, and $456 million in annual economic impact, this project isn't just about football, it's about leaving a lasting mark on Chicago. Plus, with 14 acres of athletic fields for underserved youth, it's clear this stadium is being built for more than just touchdowns.
I think it's important for the Bears and for the village of Arlington Heights. Out of it, we get multiple events, which I think will put Arlington Heights on the map in a way that other communities haven't.
It's for the entire community. As we've seen, the NFL's future is being built right before our eyes with these incredible stadium projects. From Jacksonville's futuristic renovation to Chicago's skyline-changing marvel, and Buffalo's snow-embracing fortress, these massive constructions are redefining the fan experience, economic impact, and even the cultural landscape of their cities. With billions of dollars on the line, the stakes are higher than ever. These stadiums aren't just structures, they're symbols of ambition, community, and the future of football. Want the full story on the Chicago Bears' new stadium? Click the video on screen now and step into the future of sports architecture with us. See you there!